These my dollars make it hurt.
What's going on? Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the one and the only Big Time Show podcast that's being seen and heard live right now as we speak on Facebook, on the Big Time YouTube page and Facebook page, as well as on the Twitch and Twitter and on Podbean. What's going on tonight? I didn't have time to let you guys know. I guess I did, but I didn't. To let you know that I was coming on later this evening. Got caught up in a lot of stuff, but maybe if you guys go ahead and share. Go ahead and let everybody know I'm on and we can roll out. But whosoever will, let them come. We're going to be here. We got something to talk about on tonight, as of course, the Dallas Cowboys are getting ready for a huge game. Really, to be honest with you, every game is huge, especially when you're trying to get off to a great start, which the Cowboys have, 2-1 so far. We'll take it. But now for the first quarter, if you will, of the season, the chance to go 3-1 is an excellent start to go ahead and get things really going. So, what's up, Dylan? I don't know what it is, and let me talk a little business with my partner now. So, on my personal page, and maybe that may have been the problem because I'm in a lot of groups, but some of these newer groups that I've joined, I'm in Facebook jail on my personal page for, I say, 46 hours. So all the sharing would have to go from the Big Time Facebook page. So I don't know why, but I don't know. I believe it's because maybe I was sharing it. I'm in some of the same groups on my business page and my personal page, and I just share. So maybe that's twice, and maybe they don't like that. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But if you're on my personal page, you probably need to join the Big Time Show page for a couple of days or so until I get everything straight. But what's going on, everybody? Let me speak to those that I see. And first of all, let's go to Podbean. DOISID. Joey said, welcome to the show that I see there. And another, I can't even pronounce this. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're on Podbean right now, this is the original home for the podcast, but I'm thinking about leaving Podbean. I'm thinking about it now. So I said I'm thinking about it. I didn't say I was. But if you are listening from Podbean, so that means, of course, if you're listening to me from iHeartRadio, Pandora, Google Podcast, Tumblr, the other platforms that I'm on there, you may want to join me on my YouTube page or my Facebook page, The Big Time Show. And that way you can keep up with me. I said I'm thinking about it. I ain't say I was. I'm thinking about it. Yeah. But anyway, what's going on? James, I see you, brother. What's going on, man? Who we got in here? Terry. Oh, Lord. Eastside Harold. Never miss a beat, don't it? Shane, what's going on? The Rider Sports Network, what's going on? James, again, what's going on? You guys know what to do before we even get started. Hit that like button for me. Smash it real quick. This is just us in here. We might as well just go and flood it out. I'm a Bible believer. It just say wherever 2 or 3 gathered in his name. I don't think the Lord have anything to do with podcasts, but he everywhere with me because I bring him in. If I didn't, I'd be cussing some of y'all out. Oh, Lord, I better stop. I'm already acting a fool. Okay. I would, so the Lord is with me. Y'all better be glad. I'm glad. If I was to be cussing like Pat McAfee and all them, I believe, but see, I'm naturally ignorant. I'm funny. I'm a very educated man, as you guys know. But I got a lot of silliness in me. You understand? I'm a preacher. I'm a pastor, assistant pastor, bishop in the Lord's church. I'm all that. But there's something on the inside. Do you understand? I can't quite let go of. I'm a checker by nature. I'm voted. There really isn't a Hall of Fame, but if there was a checking Hall of Fame, or some of y'all might call it the dozens or whatever, I would be in there because I check people. I mean, I graduated from the Richard Pryor School of Checking. So I mean, now for y'all young folks that don't know nothing about Richard Pryor, something wrong. But hey, you go Google. You know what I'm saying? Go Google. If you don't know what I'm talking about, something wrong with that. Okay? But that's where I graduated from. So Richard Pryor ignorance. That's me. So y'all better be glad I don't cuss folk out all that time. I better be glad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to work here. Huge games Sunday. And it really don't, people want to take angles and want to talk about Ezekiel Elliott coming home and all that. Man, look. God bless Zeke. I heard Jerry's supposed to be doing a tribute video to him. And, doing all that kind of stuff. Look, we don't need no tribute video. If you're a Cowboy fan, you already know what Ezekiel Elliott meant to the organization. We ain't got to do all that. Get Ezekiel Elliott. Hit him. Let me get that straight real quick. See, Cowboy fans, you loyalists and all that kind of stuff. This is the same situation that we had with Dez Bryant. It's almost, if you're old enough to remember, it's almost the same situation that we had with Emmitt Smith It's the, you know, it's the same situation. Man, forget all that. Ezekiel Elliott is coming home to do the same thing that the Arizona Cardinals did Sunday, and that is run over us. So while y'all talking about we need Zeke, we love Zeke, I'm not clapping my hands at all. Hit Ezekiel Elliott. He ain't no cowboy no more. I tipped my hat to him after the game. No, we ain't got time to butter us up and feel sentimental and all. See, I don't like it. I wish I could talk to Jerry. Man, don't even turn the power button on to that video. Leave it alone. Just kick the ball off. That's all we need to do. We ain't worried about Zeke. He's an enemy. He's an enemy. I know it's gonna sound strange, but I could care less about a tribute video to Ezekiel Elliott. Now y'all care, I don't. I don't. This is not the Love Boat. This is not, Barney. I love you, you love me. We are a happy family. No, we're not. We're enemies. This Sunday, Ezekiel Elliott is gonna try to show out on us. He gonna try to make sure everybody know y'all miss me, and he gonna try to kill us. And the way that we didn't stop the run last week, we better had figured something out. That's all I'm gonna say. Good Lord, I'm serious. I'm serious. I don't like the way it's starting. I want to hit somebody. Let's hit folks. How about that? Let's just hit people, and we can shake hands at the end. So he can get all the hugs he wants. I'm quite sure everybody want to hug him and all that. Before the game, though, I need total focus on hitting this man. I can kill everybody. He got a house in Dallas, and of course Ezekiel got a house in Dallas. My God, he played here for all these years. Yes, ain't no surprise. Let him go home. Let him go home. Let him rest up. He got on the press conference today as he talked to Dak. No, he ain't talked to Dak. Dak ain't called him, and you better not call him. See, I need to talk to Dak Prescott. Son, you don't have time to do nothing else but get in this film room and get this offense going, get up. Learn how to look. I'm serious. If you see Ezekiel Elliott number come up in your phone, push the ignore button. You ain't got time to talk to nobody. I ain't talking about that. I've just brought up a different way, man. Y'all, these friends in sports, I come from the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird era. You ain't never seen Magic and Bird shake hands. If you seen these documentaries, it took a long time before they finally got there. I ain't talking about strategy. I see you, Coach Marv. I ain't talking about that yet. Coach Marv, thank you for the super chat. Says Harper cut is a move to save the last of the White Tigers. Yeah, which is ridiculous. If y'all don't know, Harper got cut. 3-game linebackers, Pro Football Focus rankings: Clark 16, Bell 29, and LV he's 40 at 40. Sad film, don't lie for 3 years exactly. And that is part of our problem on defense. Cowboys again, and this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? We love the Sean Lees of the world. Don't move heaven and earth for them. It's just not white guys. It's black guys too. We love the Jason Witten of the world, even though Jason was not as productive as I guess as he could be. This is what we do. We save them to the end, and when they know it's over there, you trade them out to the Raiders and all that kind of stuff. We do this kind of stuff. We hold on to players to the end, and I believe that this is the case of LVE, who ever since he had his neck injury, he's been on the downhill slide. Yet he was an All-Pro his rookie year now. If y'all remember that, LVE was I believe he was first team. I believe he was a first team, maybe off second team I don't know. I got to look that up. But he was either first team or second team All Pro in his rookie year. And the expectations, of course, because of that, flew out of out of the ceiling for him. And once he had that neck injury, he's been down. He's not the same guy. He might have a little spot here and there, but for what we need and to be a dominant defense, a true dominant defense, you got to have your linebackers go to work. And then here's what the other Cowboy problem is that they know there are people that are better than some of the starters and won't let them play because of the loyalty to players like the LVEs of the world, the Sean Lees, the Tyron Smiths. Even though Tyron still can play a little high level if he's in, I give him that. We're loyal to people that we don't really need to be loyal to. That's what we do. And once again, cutting Harper, I don't know. I don't understand that. Actually, I thought Harper was closer to taking the LVE's spot the way he was playing, because, aggressive, hitting machine, get there, play downhill. That's what I thought that Harper was going to do, but this is not what I want. And they're loyal to who they pay. That's the other thing I left out. If they paying the contract, that person gonna play. It's kind of like, if you getting paid a lot of money, or you just signed a big contract, you got to play, even though the person behind you may be better. Yeah, we're good for that too. It's not good. I don't know why we did that, but then of course when it comes to Harper and LVE, well, we all know. I don't understand why he got cut because, depending on LVE to stay healthy, it's like saying Tyron Smith is going to be healthy the whole year. It's just not going to happen. So you cut Harper. Now who's the guy? After LVE, I guess. And if you're talking about somebody off the bench, well, it's a reason why they're fourth. Unless you plan on moving Parsons back to linebacker in some form. And I got a feeling that might be what the answer is or whatever. But Michael Parsons don't need to be getting swallowed up by no lineman. He's too small. He ain't number 250 pounds. I know he's fast, but you gotta have some real thickness when you playing. I ain't saying he's gonna play middle anyway. When you're playing outside, and if you are playing middle, you really do have to have, pretty good size on it. I'm not too happy about that. Thanks, Coach Marr, for that. Not happy about that at all. Now, since I started there, let's go on with the defense, as I said that. Well, the blueprint, and it's not a new blueprint. Blueprint for the Cowboys have always been the run the last few years. It's no question about that. So this is nothing new. I believe that Sunday, obviously, I believe that we're going to see another heavy attempt, at least, at running the ball. And the New England Patriots have the weaponry to do that. They do. Stevenson is a dog. Zeke Elliott is a dog. You know what I'm saying? This is what they're going to do. This is what they're going to do. They're going to run. And New England, and that is probably the best strength of the New England Patriots, is the fact that they can run the football. They're not at the point where they believe in Matt Jones. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. I hope you guys can see that. If not, I'll stretch it out just a little bit more. Let's look at it. If you can, I'll just read it to you. I'll read it to you. So I'm right now on the rushing. The leader, the yards per game. And when you go down, I hope you can see that New England is right in the middle of the pack at they're averaging 107 yards a game. 107 yards a game. Their offense, as we go here, their offense is only averaging 17.3 yards a game. 17 points a game. Again, rushing, they're averaging 107 so far. And then when it comes to passing, they're averaging 235 yards a game, which means obviously Matt Jones is pretty much more on the game manager type thing. That's what they are. And I'm gonna show you something, because to be honest with you, it's the same game right now as the Cowboys. Because so far, when you look at the Cowboys as we move up, I hope you can see this. Cowboys are only averaging 207 yards passing the game, but they're rushing, they're averaging 147 yards a game. And we're scoring, of course, thanks to that big blowout against the Giants and the Jets. They're averaging 28.7, points a game, almost 29 points a game. So it's really the same game. Both teams so far are better at running than they are passing. It's really the same game. Now, the only difference is we all know that statistically, the Dallas Cowboy defense is probably ranked, and I don't have that. I guess I could get it, but the defensive stats, I believe we're better. I don't know. Not after the last game. I don't know. I don't know if we are or not. I have no idea where we are. I'm about to look that up now if y'all don't mind. Don't be misinformed or off by no means. Let's see where we are here. I'm looking. Well, I'm looking at it. The Patriots are giving up 19.7 points a game. They're giving up they're giving up 93 yards a game. So anytime you get in rushing, that is. I'm looking at it now. So whenever you give up under 100 yards a game, that's pretty good. And they're only giving up 177 yards a game in the pass department. So we're talking about a pretty good defense here, without a doubt. And the Cowboys, of course, defense took a nice little knock on that. So when you look at it, it's almost essentially the same game. The Cowboys and Patriots almost play the same way. Their defense is the best unit on the team. Okay. Let me get here real quick. Y'all. And it's really not, I'm not looking at the real rankings there. I don't know if it's in order or not, but I'm giving you this. So if you follow my arrow, they're right above each other, actually. I think the Cowboys are ranked fourth best defense, Cleveland first, Buffalo next, the 49ers third, Cowboys fourth, then the Patriots are fifth ranked so far. So Cowboys, of course, only giving up 12 a game thanks to the blowout wins in the first 2 weeks. That's what's going on. But see, right here, it's not good. The Cowboys, after 3 games, are giving up 131 thanks to last week. 131 yards a game rushing. And they're only giving up 130 yards passing. So, you know, and you know, Dobbs didn't really have to throw last week, so the pass defense is good. I would suspect the same thing because the Patriots don't turn to loose Matt Jones. They run, and they get the play action fake, and then it's probably a tight end running down the seam like it was last week, wide open for him, touchdown. Because you're so concentrated on what they do. But the Cowboys are giving up. That's the difference. The Patriots, here's the big glaring difference between the two. The Patriots are only giving up 93 yards rushing a game. And the Cowboys are giving up 131. Now, you got to play the game, but it's safe to say that Stevenson and Ezekiel Elliott are better than James Conner and whoever other running back was for the Arizona Cardinals. And they're going to get the ball. And the Patriots learn, you know, especially after last week, they will be running this week. So it's really, to me, you know, when you go past all the stats and all that kind of stuff, it's very simple to me. It's very simple. Hey, Miss Sharon, my family there. What's up? What's going on? So it's simple to me. See, it's both sides. See, and y'all know I'm gonna give you the real. So let's go to defense first. It's obvious. I got the same question that I had last week. Can we stop the run? Because can't talk this thing out. Got 220 yards rushed on us last week. And, you know, and it's got to be some type of improvement next week. And I ain't talking about, okay, they ran 220 yards last week. I ain't talking about no improvement. I'm talking about, well, we shut them down to 175 yards. No. We got to make a serious move to let folks know we can't stop it, or we got to do this all year. The Patriots do well both ways. They stop the run. They don't give up a lot of passing yards. We don't give up a lot of passing yards as well. It really boiled down, can we stop the run? If we do that, then let's flip it. Now we're going against probably considered not only probably the greatest head coach to ever walk a sideline, but his baby has always been defense. And Bill Belichick, no question, is a defensive guru. Quite sure he'll be ready for us in some shape or form. So the defense will play tough. I know they will. We just got to make it count. It's not our first time seeing Belichick. We beat them in New England, I think, a couple years ago, or whatever the case may be. We got to get it done. So as we switch to the offense, as far as we go, I think there are two things that stand out. Cowboys have no problem moving the football. I just told you, I think I said they're averaging 147 yards on the ground alone. And then I think it said 207 yards passing. Well, Here's the thing. And y'all forgive me. I guess this one I'm gonna get in trouble with a lot of y'all now. We gotta make a decision for real to stop trying to make Dak Prescott the MVP of the league. I'm serious. The Cowboys, they put out something today, say they're the only team that a wide receiver has not caught a touchdown. And you're trying to get CD Hills, you're trying to make him all pro again, you're trying to, all this and that. Man, look. We got to make a decision where we want to be. And everybody, well, we need to be balanced. But look, not if your quarterback ain't hot. And that's where y'all finna get mad. If your quarterback not hot, you got to make a decision, man. I'm sorry, look, I'm tired because see, sooner or later, y'all, sooner or later, I see we done been in the boat for a few years now. Sooner or later, we got to call it like it is. Oh, y'all, okay. Y'all want me to, okay. Here it is. Dak Prescott is a complimentary quarterback, a good one. He is more a game manager than he is a Pro Bowl quarterback. Their identity is wrong. We try to think that Dak Prescott is a Pro Bowl quarterback, which he's been. I know what y'all gonna say. More of a Pro Bowl quarterback than a game manager. That's what the problem is. And it ain't no knock to be a game manager. You can win the Super Bowl by doing it. Ain't no ball going down the field. Really, not really. Most of it is short. That's the Texas Coast offense. Ain't no problem because, like I said, we moving the ball, then we get stuck inside the 20. So everybody want to know, how do we fix it? Well, number one, you got to make a decision that you're going to run the football. It worked week one. Tony Pollard had 2 touchdowns. Turpin had another one. Next week, Pollard had another touchdown. You just ain't had no passing until Schoonmaker caught one. The tight. I mean, we're not even using the weapons that we have. What happened to Deuce? What happened to Deuce and Turpin? That's what they showed us, and it worked. What happened to that? You got a bull, a battering ram back there, you just ain't using. That's Linky. Huh? I mean, where you got weapons, you just not using. But you're trying to be loyal to Pollard. You're trying to be, and I ain't knocking Pollard to score. You not give him the ball. Where's the read option at? You're at the 2-yard line. Where's the read option? Hey, have y'all seen it? Read option, fake it to the back, pull it out, quarterback running in, which we've seen Dak do on many occasions over the years. The play works. You can even know what's coming. It works. Why haven't we seen that? Now, I will say this in fairness, and it's kind of mixed because, well, I'll say it first. We do realize that we didn't have 3 starters in last week. Okay? That's a difference. However, the flip side was that didn't stop us from moving the football. I just told you. Cowboys had over 150 some odd, 108, whatever it was last week, rushing. We ran the ball well last week. Tremendously, actually. Let me look that up because, again, I need to be accurate in my yep. Let me be accurate. I'm sorry. Let me be accurate here. Y'all give me a. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, excuse me. Cowboys had 33 attempts last week for 185 yards. So even with the backup linemen, we were moving them guys out the way. So we can run the ball. There ain't no question. So what do we want to be? When we get down to inside the 10-yard line, especially the 5, guess what? It's time to get nasty. It's time to get nasty. You can't finesse your way. You know what I'm saying? It's an attitude, and that goes for the defense too, on getting rushed on like they did. It's an attitude. It really is. It's an attitude. Like, you're lined up about it 6 inches from me. I'm going to move you to the left, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's attitude. The dude across from you is saying, I wish you would. You ain't moving me nowhere. As a matter of fact, I'm going to move you out the way, and I'm going to either hit your quarterback or your running back before they even get to the line of scrimmage. It's an attitude. And the dog need to come down in fairness, like I was saying. Maybe with the starters in, hopefully this week, maybe this can get answered. That's all I can say. We'll see. But we got to score. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't think this is the game where it's going to be, like that. I believe that the game Sunday, and I ain't giving no prediction because I told you I ain't predicting no more, but I will predict how the game will go. I believe this is going to be a low-scoring game. I believe that both defenses are going to play pretty good. And I believe the battle between Matt Jones and Dak Prescott, I think it's going to come down to that. And I will say that if it does come down to that, I believe Dak will get it done. May not be no big yardage. May not be no 300-yard game or 400 yards. We ain't talking about that. Huh? Hey, Cade, I see you. I just saw you right here. Yeah, of course, in pass protection, yeah. Which supports my argument that if you're that weak in pass protection, should have ran some more. That's why you got a Deuce Vaughn there. That's why you got Turpin back there. Turpin can give you about 2-3 carries. Deuce can give you about 4 or 5. Rico played well. Of course, Pollard had a big game run. That's why you got all these guys running the football. If they struggling passing, you got to look. And I understand who we got. I understand we got CD. I get it. But we got to make a decision, man. Like, hey, Mike. I mean, we got to make a decision. Like, what do we really want to be here? What do we want to be? I don't think they made it yet. I think we too cute, too finesse. Texas Coast offense is a little bit too finesse. We teams biting up. You know what I'm saying? They biting up on us. They're not laying off. They're biting up on it. They know it's a short pass coming. Oh, good Lord. Let's throw it at least in the middle. Hash or something. CD has caught a couple of balls that you say, okay, there we go. But it's not consistent enough. So, to me, this game is going to boil down to between Matt and Dak. Matt Jones, Dak Prescott. Which one is going to make the biggest plays out of the two? If last time we saw them, the game went to overtime in New England, and Dak made the biggest plays, especially in the fourth quarter and in overtime. It was an overtime game. Dak made the big plays. I think that's how it's going to be this time. Both defenses are stout, good, strong defenses. And I don't think that either one is just going to be just dominant. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. I think Belichick is too much of a great schemer that he's just not going to let the Cowboys just dominate like that, especially in the run game. Like I said, 33 carries, 185 yards that we had. You know, that the Belichick's not going to let that happen. So if we get off to a good start running, then I believe he might sneak. And matter of fact, Belichick is known. And here's the reality, y'all. Y'all ain't got to admit it. I will admit it for it, and I know some of y'all ain't going to like it, but it is what it is. Teams will not, they've been doing it for a couple years now. Teams want Dak Prescott to throw the ball. They ain't scared of Dak. They're not scared of him. They're scared of the running game. This is the way it's been for the last few years. And Dak has to make these people pay. It's just ain't no doubt about it, y'all. You ain't gonna like what I'm saying, but I'm just telling you the truth. And I'm not talking about no one game. He has to do it consistently to get these guys out of these 8-man boxes like we getting ready to see. They're not gonna let Pollard and Rico, and, they're not gonna let these guys beat us. That beat them. That's not gonna happen. A coach like Belichick has always been known to take your strength away. Well, what is the strength of the Cowboys right now? Running the football, because it ain't passing. It's not. And I know I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of Dak Prescott defenders and loyalists and Cowboy quarterback, and I'm one too. But sooner or later, we got to call this thing like it is. If I am a defensive coordinator, I want Dak Prescott to throw the ball to me because I believe that's their weak spot in comparison to their running game. The weak spot is throwing the football. And that's with an all-pro wide receiver. I'm just calling it like it is. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm shutting your running game down because bottom line, I just don't think Dak Prescott can beat me. So I'm going to have to find out if he really can beat me. Now, this is just the truth, y'all. You don't believe me? That's what Arizona did. They had 8 men in the box. They couldn't stop nothing. They were daring Dak to throw it. Mike McCarthy kept him under wraps with the play calling. They did that. It's going to be the same thing this week. It's going to be a box, 8-man box, and they're going to dare Dak to beat them. I call it good defensive strategy. And sooner or later, Dak Prescott is going to have to make teams pay. He's capable. I've seen him do it. It's just not consistent enough. Huh? Well, Cade, here's the difference though. And I respect what you're saying. However, I'm gonna trust Zach Martin over TJ Bass. I'm gonna trust, even though I don't think Tyler Biadasz is gonna play. I'm gonna trust when my starters get back in that the pass protection will be better than maybe what it is. But if you don't have pass protection, then the short passing game can move the sticks like it has. It has moved the sticks. But what has he gotten us? See, and I believe that this week, if it came down to that, we can get away with this type of all these field goals. We can get away with that this week, I think. But after that, you got to score the football. See, I think the game is going to be similar with New England. It's almost a mirror image of the same team. A team that wants to run the football. Really, the wide receivers for both teams really haven't done, nothing crazy or flashy at the point. Pedestrian type offensive passing yardage. Real good in the run game. Stout defense, both teams. It's almost the same mirror image. It really is. That's why I think it's going to be a tight ball game. There's another little factor that's in that a lot of people ain't talked about, and it is what it is. You got Ezekiel Elliott and Will Greer over there. Now, y'all can say what you want. That does mean something, especially in the case of Will Greer. Zeke knows some of the plays, because we kept some of the same concepts and stuff like that, but he don't know the lingo and all that kind of stuff because he wasn't on the team. With Mike McCarthy as the play caller, so he might know the formations, and I'm quite sure Zeke Elliott does know. But Will Greer knows the entire playbook. That's what makes him dangerous. So the Patriots have had a very good week this week in practice. I'm quite sure, as Will Greer probably led the scout team against their defense, because he knows the playbook. That's huge. Now, will it mean they're gonna win? No. But what it does mean is that they're probably gonna see some stuff that they're not gonna be fooled by at all, because Will Greer knows the playbook. Zeke Elliott knows it to an extent. That's a little bit, that has to mean something. Let me put it that way, and I think it will. I mean, Belichick by himself can figure things out by his own, but if he got two guys, if he has two guys on the team that know the playbook, it's got to be them. It's got to be. It's got to be them. So I don't want to dismiss that at all, because I think it's kind of like what it's going to be like when we play the 49ers next week. Trey Lance knows the playbook. Trey Lance knows the playbook over there. Look at the film, tell you where the ball going, know who about to get the ball. Trey Lance knows the San Francisco 49er offense. You can be rest assured that Coach McCarthy and Dan Quinn will be leaning heavily on Trey Lance and his knowledge of the offense next week. And Trey Lance will probably be the scout team quarterback trying to get our defense ready, because he knows the 49ers playbook. It got to mean something. So the bottom line is, I don't necessarily think that we're gonna. I don't think that we're going to really. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game again, and I don't think it's gonna be a blowout at all. We just need to score a few touchdowns, and hopefully we're in position to get at least 2 or 3 of them. And I believe that if we get 2 or 3 of them, 3 at least, I think that might be enough to get the job done. Unless Ezekiel Elliott and Stevenson go crazy, which they can. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think our guys will be ready to play. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can. I don't know. I'm not predicting. I think they're gonna play better, but I was shook last week. I was by how we looked stopping the run, and it just reminded me of the last 3 to 4 years where this has been the constant question of this defense. No matter if it was Dan Quinn there, Mike Nolan, all these folks. What's up, Brian? I see you. What's up? It's the same question, and it's a question that seems like it just hadn't been answered on a consistent basis. And until I see it, then I will give them credit. I'll change my tune up. But until they stop it on a consistent basis, no, it's not a roster spot. It's not. It's not one. I can't even pronounce your name. But I appreciate you doing it in. I don't think he can read the defense if he, as long as he wasn't playing. The question is, can he get a play, call a play, and know where it's going? I think he would. I think he does. Now, what he do on the field, okay, what Trey Lance did on the field, that's a totally different story. But as far as knowing the playbook, he knows the playbook. Oh, he knows that. He does. Knowing the playbook don't mean that he will be starting in front of Purdy. Purdy, for whatever Purdy is lacking in the playbook, which it probably is not a lot at all, he's just a better player than Trey Lance is right now. That's why he started. It's not all quarterbacks know playbook, especially when you've been in one for the last 2-3 years. He just one a good player. He knows playbook. I guarantee that. Very interesting point, Marco. Appreciate you popping in on me. Hey, for all of you guys that are in here, I ain't never seen some of y'all before. Do me a favor. Go subscribe if you're on YouTube. Where yet, just push that subscribe button for me. Follow me. And then if you're on Facebook, follow the Big Time Show as well. I would appreciate it. And let's do this real quick because you guys are helping me push my show forward, which is really getting crazy. I would tell y'all some of the numbers, but y'all ain't here to hear that. But I'll just say this: over the last 28 days, the show has reached into, according to what Facebook says, over 63,000 homes or people's phones or whatever. In 28 days, that's pretty outstanding. So the show is moving forward. I forgot what I was about to say. I'm sorry. Oh, this is what happens when you get older. Oh, okay. Marco Polo. This is what he said. He's saying that the defense, because, and this is a good point, that run defense is tired not putting that third linebacker on the field. Three safeties not going to always stop the run. That is an excellent point. Appreciate y'all one and route. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, Facebook, for putting me in suggestion. Welcome, but you see, since you're not a Dallas fan, I'm one of the realest Cowboy fans you'll see, because I call it like it is. I'm not one of these, or we go into the Super Bowl every year. If they play like trash, I'll say it. If they play good, I'll say that. If Dak not playing good, I'll say he's not playing good. If he plays well, I'll say he's playing well. So I'm one of those balanced Cowboy fans. That's why some Cowboy fans don't like me, because you can't talk about them because they know it's true. You just can't talk about them. The devil is a lie. This is my show. I call it like it is. You ain't got to like it. It's not, my opinion is not gold either. So you may have a different opinion, but then on this show we kind of talk it out and try to come to the middle at least. That's how I am. This right here is an excellent point. Excellent point. Because you see, when your running game is rolling, and if your best tacklers like Bell and Donovan Wilson are some of your best tacklers, and you already made up in your mind that your safety is going to be one of your outside linebackers, then if your running game is rolling, them little safety's going to get swallowed up by linemen. Just the truth. It's just the truth. And so That point right there, Marco Polo, which is an excellent point. I like it. I may need to make you my next co-host. Cause that right there is good stuff. In other words, the style and see this might be the case again this week. Cause no, he ain't gonna try to run it. They're gonna try to run it. It ain't no question. And there's some big boys there. You bring safeties up and they're getting blocked by tight ends and tackles. You're not gonna win 2 minutes. Your speed may get there sometime. But if you get swallowed up there, you block. Too small. So that's a excellent point. I could roll with this for the rest of the show right here. And then, as Coach Mark said earlier, whether you heard it or not, Cowboys cut Harper today. I mean, they cut Harper. Why they cut Harper? That don't make sense. You're less than a linebacker now. And if you did get one, those linebackers are not immediate starters. Let me throw this in. Because see, we've been asking this question for the last couple of years, and I'm tired of this same question about where's Cox at? And I'm sick of it. I'm through with Cox. Cause see, you done had too many years now. If you don't see Cox on the field consistently, it's a reason why. Cause he ain't ready to get on the field, or he ain't took over somebody's spot. And maybe that maybe that's why Harper gone. Maybe they believe in Cox now. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't understand that. And the loyalty to LVE is just killing me, man. I don't get it. The loyalty, instead of calling it like it is, what is that? LVE is not that good no more. Turn on the tape. Good Lord. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, Marco. You're absolutely right. Forgive my brain fart. And you ain't gonna see Cox. He ain't with us. Right here, look. But check it out. Check it out. I totally forgot about that. Check it out. Why are we so loyal to LVE? I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. He is not playing good linebacker play. He's just not. He's not. But we're so loyal to him. I don't get it. I don't get it. But to go back to that part, and I'm getting ready to close because we're gonna go and watch it. I think it's gonna be a pretty good game tonight too, between Green Bay and Detroit. It's about to come on in a few more minutes. But anyway, Malik is cut, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Malik Jefferson is cut. Marco, better look it up too. You probably looking it up with me. I don't think he's with us. It's either he cut or he's with us. But I don't know. Maybe it's Malik. And I like Malik. Malik is a hitting machine. It's got to be a reason why you cut Harper, though. It's got to be. Hey, P-Law, what's up? Fred says he's on the practice squad. Somebody got to be called up. Because you let go of Harper. I mean, and the other thing, if anything, even if he was playing well, with his injury history, why would you cut him? I don't get it. And I hope this is not the reason why. I'm reading the comments as y'all talk. I mean, now, if this is the reason why he got cut, good Lord, that you just didn't want it. Because you just can't, that's not a reason for you to let him go. If that is the case. Nah. If that is the case, that's about as janky as you can get. With all these other folks getting penalties. Stop it. Harper is a good football player. He's a good football player. I don't get it. I don't trust LV's health. I don't trust his health at all. So it is what it is. I believe that the Cowboys and the Patriots game, and I told you I ain't making no predictions. I'll let y'all do that. Because the Cowboys humbled me tremendously last week. To where I said I'm not even going to predict scores no more. Not this year. So the question is, how I think it's going to be a game of a few big plays. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game. And we'll see where that. But since I'm not doing it, I'll let you guys do it. You guys have watched the tapes. You guys have read all the reports and all that. You guys give me your score of the game, at least with what you're thinking now. And it can change between now and Sunday. But as for now, give me your score of the game. I just want to see where you at. Let me look on Podbean as well. If you're on Podbean, hey, iDoc, what's going on? Appreciate you. Appreciate you for popping on. Upic. Appreciate you jumping on as well. All right. Margot says 28-17. That's not low scoring. You thinking we're going to go ahead and party on them. Okay. 17 points is a lot for this defense, too. I know they had a hiccup last week. In reality, 17 points is a lot. I just don't think that's too much. Okay. Coach Marv said Harper got cut because he said in the locker room what I have seen on film from LVE for 3 years. Exactly. Coach Marv is one of the guys that have said LVE is not good. Don't understand why he's really still on his team. Don't understand why he got the contract that he got. Coach Marv has been saying that. And maybe Harper knows he's better. And frustration kick in. But that's ridiculous. Shane said with the roster cut, does this mean they are making room for a trade? If they are, Shane, as we all know, if you're making a trade, okay, at this point, you know how the Cowboys do, they'll trade for depth if it need be. But if you're looking for a trade for impact, that ain't us. Not this far into the season. It's so strange for the Cowboys just getting a Gilmore and a Cooks was strange to us. Because we don't do stuff like that. We don't trade for impact players. That's what we did. So if they did get somebody, it's for depth. It's for depth. Or they could be calling, like somebody said earlier, they could be calling them Malik Jefferson. It very well could be. But you just don't know. Don't know. All right. Hey, what's going on? What's up, Skinny? Yeah, we got to look better because it ain't no resting spot at all. It's three big games coming up. It starts here. Fargo said he be calling for Chris Jones. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? But that ain't gonna happen. Okay, Kay says this. Why are we ignoring the facts here, big time? The reason LV got the bags because he played very well last season. He was better. Not sure what tape y'all been watching, but maybe watch it again. Uh, he played better last. I mean, we got a small sample size right now. Uh, he did play better last year than the previous year. He did. I give you that. But saying that, when you see what LVE's problem was a good problem. LVE's problem was when he was an all pro his rookie year. That's what his problem was. So the standard or the expectation was so high. And then when you don't even make a Pro Bowl since, and I understand he's been injured, but he's not playing even at a Pro Bowl level. He's not. And I don't mean he's just complete trash, but to go from all pro to not even a Pro Bowl player, it's not good. But I know Coach Marv is on here, and I'm quite sure he's awaiting me to open up the phone line. I'm quite sure he will explain why he says LVE is not that guy. I'm gonna let him loose in a minute because I know he's gonna talk about it. Kay said this season, on the other hand, is a different thing. He has not looked good this season thus far, for sure. None of the linebackers have, to be honest with you. None of them. I mean, well, let's not do that, because the first two games, I mean, everybody looked good. It was just last game. We just need to see some improvement from last game to this game. Clark has to do something. LVE has to do something. Whether it's another safety at the third linebacker spot or whether they move somebody up. No, sir. Skinny, do we miss Jalen? No, sir. No, sir. As you can see, Kate, he says LV ranked 38. He gonna say this in a minute. LV ranked 38 last year in Pro Football Focus in 21-54. So out of the starting linebackers, that's not good. That's why we say he could have got the contract. Basically, see, when you got the numbers like that, I understand it's it's Pro Football Focus. You probably can find another publication that will probably give him a little bit more higher numbers. But here's the fact: when you like that, if these are the numbers where you rank, and if you believe in Pro Football Focus, then what that tells you is, number one, he's not that impactful, and he could have got the contract because of loyalty. Just the bottom line. Cowboys believe in paying their own guys. That's been proven with some pretty good money too. So that's been proven. It is what it is. I only saw one person in here that gave the score. I need to know your scores before I leave. I'm not making no prediction. I'm gonna open up the line in just a second. I'm quite sure I'm about to hear from Coach Mars. I already know I am. I know I am. I know I did. He said, yeah, but this ranking will also be based off making tackles. LVE is a cover linebacker and has been for years, but he didn't make first team All Pro for being a cover linebacker. So I'm saying that's why I was saying when you can't do that the first your first year, and then can't play at a Pro Bowl level from that point on. So there it is. Now I'm gonna let because Coach Marv is on the line as I knew he would be. And I'm gonna let him explain, Cade. I know you listening. And you're free to call, well, not while Coach is on. But just listen, and then if you want to call in and I guess rebuke it or whatever, I don't have no problem with that. But the Coach Marv, I'm gonna get it. Brian says 2017. Coach Marv is your dance floor. Let's go ahead and just tell us about the question of LVE. Well, go ahead.
Listen, man, let's clear up some of the myths, right? Let's clear up some of the myths. Because film don't lie, and I challenge anybody that want to watch LVE for the last, let's pick out the games that he said was his best game. And we can watch those games. And what we will see is a guy to make a play one here and there, and everybody say he's playing well. And if you watch the whole film, you watch real linebackers, you'll come back saying, wait a minute, what did I see? We talk about coverage linebacker. Let's talk about the coverage. He don't change directions. We talking about we're gonna put him on a running back out the backfield to cover one-on-one. Come on. Let's kill that myth about a coverage linebacker. He came in the league running a 4.8, 4.7. 8 years, 6 or 7 years later, that ain't no 4.7 no more. Nobody gets faster. So you talking about linebacker probably run a 4.8, 4.9, maybe 5 flat now.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to kill the myth last year when everybody thought, well, he played very well. Yeah, you saw him some flash plays. His average tackle down the field, he averaged the worst of tackling people down the field. 4 to 5 yards. That was his average tackling when he made tackles. Mm-hmm. He has never led the Cowboys in tackling. We want to go back to 2018, his rookie year. You know, I even heard you just say when somebody said, okay, yeah, Jalen Smith right now? No. But Jalen Smith, the film don't lie. We can hear all this talk when everybody gave all this, when they ride the guys like they ride Dak Prescott and they ride them. But even with a bad defense, Jalen Smith had over 155 tackles. LVE never scratched the surface of 100 tackles, regardless if you can play or not. But a guy that can find the ball, let's take a 155 tackle guy now and put him with this better defensive line and better players around it, and what he could do now. You talking about a guy like LVE. We want to say LVE. In the last 3 years, he has less than 10 tackles for loss. Combined.
Coach, it's amazing that you say that. I don't know if you see the screen, but I got his stats up. You just said it. Cade, if you're watching, everybody else, if you see the tackles part right there on your screen, that TFL is tackles for loss. There it is right there. Hey, you can't lie. Now look, I want everybody to look. And Coach Marv, I'm gonna get out your way again because you can explain this, what you've been saying. So 2018, do y'all see at the far right where it says awards? That AP2 means he was all pro second team and a Pro Bowler. And of course, if you make it, all pro, you're gonna be a Pro Bowler. That was his rookie year. Look what he's done since then. I mean, and if you go back, I understand he has had injuries. That's why it says games, and games started over there by games. And when you look at his best year since then, probably was 2021. I mean, it speaks for itself. Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
I mean, we look at the stats tell it, and let's kill the other myth about the contract. Last year, he signed a contract with basically $3 million with some incentives to get him up. No, $2 million incentives to get him up to $3 million. Then he signed a contract this offseason, one of the most low budget for a start. Listen, they had already considered him as a starting linebacker for one of the best defenses in pro football, and he signed a 2-year contract for $5 million, which is really 1.5 of them comes incentive with playing time. Is really you only hitting the cap for $3.5 million, and the other year is not even guaranteed. You didn't sign him. You didn't sign him to no mega deal. He got signed. He got a low budget deal because nobody else was going to give him money because they see what I have been seeing on film year in and year out. But if we scrutinize LVE and went play by play, as much as we scrutinize Dak Prescott and everything he do.
Yeah.
When times he walk on the field, we scrutinize every pass. If he missed a pass, we expect him. If he's scrambling outside, he should have saw somebody. Where the plays happen like wide open, and in a split second, he may have not seen the guy, but we'll say he's supposed to see the guy.
Yeah.
If they don't score in the red zone, where is Dak Prescott? The same scrutiny we don't give LVE, and I can understand why Harper got let go. And I'm going to do some research with my connections, and I can guarantee you where it's coming from. If they didn't want the whooping in the locker room, and this kid said last year when I heard that Law said they talked to him and they had when he was out with the Achilles thing, he said he just needs his shot. He could be the best linebacker on this field, but he knew he was not going to get his shot.
Yeah.
He knew that he was not going to get his shot, and this is crazy. LVE didn't play as many snaps in game one, right? He didn't play as many snaps in game one, and his defense looked phenomenal. And ever since then, now we feel he got to move his snaps up where we don't even take him off the field anymore. So now their snap is reduced, and his snap. And then we want to talk about Clark. Even with Clark, we talk about he had a bad game. He still led the team in tackles.
Yeah.
He had 7 tackles in that game, and you're looking at LVE. He only got 9 solo tackles in 3 games.
Yeah. No.
And you talk about this.
No, I was looking at what Cage last company said. We are sort of acting like LV lost a game last week here. It was just not the case. LV could coke out and have a good game versus the Oats, and no one will say anything. No, we're not saying that LV lost the game. The whole defense was not good at all. We're not saying that, but what we are saying is LV ain't all that. The stats prove it, the film prove it. It's just the film is not lying. He's not one of the guys. And then, of course, when you look at what he's done so far this year, I mean, that 2023 there, you see it. 9 solo tackles, 4 assists, so that's 13 combined. That's 3 games. So, if you were to average it out, he's getting 3 tackles a game. That's not good for your middle linebacker. I mean, that's just the truth. If you play fantasy football and you do the individual league and you got a linebacker on your team, in 3 games, that's the kind of linebacker you're going to drop. I mean, I'm just telling you. Coach, if that's your stats from your middle linebacker and you playing fantasy football, you ain't keeping that. You're going to find another linebacker. It's just the truth. Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
If you don't even have to have no all 22, You don't have to have all 22.
No.
Do it like I do it. I would tell everybody who's out there that tell me about LVE. I know a lot of these people who say that they record Cowboy games. I know they do.
Yeah.
And they probably got some Cowboy games. I just want you to go on the film, go watch that game, and rewind it. I want you to put your focus on LVE and tell me if that is a guy that's 6'4", 255 pounds, that he's aggressive, that he's a middle linebacker that can go, that fits the criteria of what this defense says they want to be.
Yeah.
This defense says, the mantra of this defense, Quinn has said it many times, playing violent, fast, with being physical.
Yeah.
Playing violent, fast, and being physical. So tell me if this, when you go watch play after play, any game you want to put in there, and tell me if this the guy that plays violent, physical, and he is a intimidating factor. Then tell me how many times you see him get put on his butt by tight end.
Yeah.
So I say it again, no LV that I am definitely not one of the ones that says one player lose a game. No, they don't.
Yeah.
I don't. But I would definitely say, if I was an offensive coordinator, I would game plan to go at LVE at any cost, because if we go at him physical, he's going to turn, and if we go at him with the speed, he may not get there.
Yeah.
This is where I'm saying this. I've said this. I said this a thing, and this is where I got a problem with Quinn. And it's got to be up top that's doing this, because you can't tell me a great mind like Quinn that says that that's his mantra, and then when he comes out last year, right at the end of last year, when he had to start saying some glowing things about LVE.
Yeah.
One of the things that he said that tells me that LVE is not the guy. When you have a guy that's been playing for 5 years, that was a All-Pro in 2018, and you come out there and say, well, he has improved his tackling a lot.
No.
What?
No. I don't even know. I don't even know where the basis of that come from.
You tell me a former All-Pro had to improve on his tackling?
Yes. I don't know.
That tells me what. And then we talk about lineup. We say, well, you know something. Here comes the next bit. Well, he keeps the defense line. Let me tell you something. It don't take a linebacker 3 to 4 years to know how to run a defense and line people up. These guys have been playing linebackers and lining their college teams up for probably the ones. I know Hopper been lining his LSU team up when he was at LSU.
Sure.
It's not going to take him 2 to 3 years for him to be comfortable with rookie linebackers play every year that be the ones that be lining people up and have a defensive call. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to do that.
No.
I just said that, but I base my whole thing off whoever out there love LV. Just put in a tape and watch LVE on any game you want to watch. Pick the best game. And tell me, even though he might have got some tackles, he might have made a splash play, but when you watch him, you got to watch it for every play. Don't watch for the highlight plays. Watch it for every play and tell me, is that a guy that plays violent, with speed, and is physical? If he's not, what you going to do, and then my last point is, the reason why Hopper's not playing, we talk about, the reason why Clark maybe didn't have a good game. I have learned this, and anybody can tell you this. You're going to portray the play of the leader in the room. Mm-hmm. If you claim this guy to be the leader, listen, the leader in the room, I'm going to tell you this, Big Show, the leader in the room ain't got to be the best player. Sometimes the leader in the room ain't the best athlete, probably might not be the best player.
Yeah.
But he must, the leader in any room must have the mentality of what you're trying to preach, the mentality of what you want to come out. He must be the leader in that, and he got to be the best at the mentality of what you're trying to portray. He might not be the best athlete, but he got to have the quality and the mentality of what you're trying to portray, or he can't be the leader.
No.
And LB does not give you the quality of a physical, fast linebacker where we run around, knocking people out, and being physical, because he just hugs people to the ground. He doesn't. When he does get good hits, it's like he runs into the guy, and that's about mistakes. Never does that, and if we get one play out of 75, we'll get that for 3-4 seasons, saying, "Oh man, LB's so great." But the film, I back myself on the film. The film ain't lie, and I've been saying this for 2 years, and I have given LB a chance, and I'm still, but I already know you can't flip a switch when make a guy physical. He got it or he not. And you can't, I don't want players I got to tell sick them. I want to tell players that I got to say yield.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Coach. Look at the screen if you're watching, because there was a question there. Look at it and answer that, and we'll roll on from that. You say, Coach, what do you think about Clark, though? Had a lot of hope for him, and it does not look like what was expected.
Because he's playing beside somebody who's a liability beside him. And he's trying to imitate. Listen, if you got a guy in the room that he can't do no wrong. He's the guy that, this is guy's leader. So if he goes and stands up and at 5 yards off the ball, let's watch film on that. 5 yards off the ball, they don't never move, and he's standing straight up. Well, you're going to do what the other guy does, because that works for him, but what that does is take away Clark's skill set. Clark is a 4-4 guy, and he was a physical guy in 7-2. Mm-hmm. And now he's getting the lead because LB put Clark beside a monster and you see how Clark plays. I'll tell you like this, let's Clark line up 2 games beside Michael Parsons as linebacker and watch how aggressive he is.
Ooh-wee. I hope y'all understood that from what Coach was saying. In other words, some of this stuff is contagious. You follow the lead. Your middle linebacker usually is probably one of your quarterbacks of the team. That's the one that got the green dot. He's calling the guys.
Big Show.
Say it again.
We had this problem one time before. And know what that problem was? This when the Cowboys was not as good. Orlando Scandrick was the exact same thing as LB. Everybody was loving that he was one of the most non-physical, almost making a play guy. And I said I remember preaching about this. I said he is the cancer to the defensive backs because they couldn't tackle nobody. They couldn't even tackle no Twitter, they couldn't even tackle your son's team. Yeah. They couldn't because he couldn't tackle. But they said he was the guy. And as long as they left him in there, said he was the guy, everybody else said he keeping the job. So let me do exactly what he does, and I'm going to keep a job too.
Yeah. Wow. Coach? Coach, I love it. That's why I got out the way, because I already know you. I know this your baby, because I know you done talked about LBE for years. So
it's a big deal, and what saddens me is if it's a political thing, which all the signs say political. Mm-hmm. You can't win championships like that.
Yeah. I agree.
Because you eat yourself. See, what happens is the stench inside the locker room, the stench inside the organization will eventually seep out and cover all the diamonds that you got, and they won't shine as good as they should shine because you got that underneath cloud of politics.
Politics, yeah.
And
And loyalty.
We got rid of that, but we ain't gotten rid of that because we done got rid of Jalen and 150 tackles, and we put LV. We chose LVE, and you look at the year we got rid of Jalen. Look at the year that was 2 years ago. Look at LVE stats that year.
Yeah.
Before that, when Jalen was 50.
Yeah.
LVE was no close with 150. Then we get rid of Cox because we say Cox. Somebody said they got rid of Cox because he wasn't physical enough.
What?
You got a guy who didn't get nobody.
Yeah.
Then now you got young linebackers, and I'll tell you like this: do we really think Overshawn was gonna play? No, Overshawn was gonna be on there. Overshawn was gonna be on the field if Overshawn was healthy. And Clark would have been off the field, and Clark played better than LVE.
Yeah. And so in other words, what you're saying is LVE spot was gonna be secure regardless.
And he ain't an all-pro. I don't understand how you give an all-pro that's making minimum wage as a middle linebacker, a starting linebacker in this league on the number one defense. You tell me I'm coming up the number 2, number 3 defense, and I'm coming up and I'm supposed to be the starting middle linebacker on that team, and you tell me I'm going to take peanuts for a contract, and I'm supposed to be the leader and supposed to be the guy that line them up and go be on the field, and I'm going to take whatever you throw at me like some. You just did that because nobody else wanted, and LVE, as long as he plays football, he'll be in the Dallas Cowboy uniform, and he'll be playing for peanuts regardless for that long, because he's probably making $7, $8, $9, $10 million in every endorsement the Cowboys got, where he can wear his cowboy hat and his cowboy boots and walk around and present himself as a Dallas Cowboy middle linebacker.
Wow.
That's the fact.
I love it, Coach. That's straight, uncut, no chaser. Thank you, Coach. We'll see you again here. Thanks, Coach. Hey, on this show you get it raw and cut, and again, that was Coach Marv. That's his opinion. Now, if you don't have to agree with it, you can actually say it's not the case. But that's why the show is good, because we can do that. Now you had to come with some evidence that shows what we just said. Because I showed you the stats, and stats don't lie, and film don't lie. Pro Football Focus, as Coach Marv said earlier, had him ranked very low. And we started talking about middle linebackers, and that averages from all middle linebackers in the game. So you figure you probably got at least minimum 2 on every squad. So let's just say it is 2. So 2 times 32, that's 4. That's 64. LVE was ranked in the 50s. I believe the number was 54. So he's at the bottom tier of linebackers. That's how they had him voted. So it is what it is. He has not played well so far this year. Hopefully, since he is going to play, hopefully some kind of way this thing can turn around rather quickly, because you need your middle linebacker to fill in holes. You need your linebacker to play downhill. You need your middle linebacker to make some plays. And then you need your middle linebacker to, even make some plays for tackles for loss. You got to have it. That's the aggression. We don't need them making tackles after 5 yards all the time. No. You need to make a play. Just the truth, y'all. All right. Line is open again. I let Coach Marv just go ahead, because I wanted to hear, because I haven't heard it in a minute. I wanted him to hear, and I wanted you to hear why he did it and why he says it. And keep in mind, I know Coach Marv. Coach Marv is a film watching guy. He's just not Coach Marv just for the name. He actually is a football coach. So we're talking about a guy who, watches film, does all that kind of stuff. So it is what it is. I really didn't want to be on this long because the game is starting. I'm quite sure most of you are watching it as well. Really didn't want to be on here too long. But hey, That was my little preview for the game. I think it's a mirror image. Both teams, I believe they resemble each other a lot. They want to basically run the football and let your quarterback be a game manager, not a hero, a game manager. And that's just for now the best way they play football. They have a leech on Matt Jones in New England because they don't fully believe in him like that. The Cowboys, however, they talk the game like they trust Dak like that, and then sometimes they let it happen like that for him. And I've always said this about Dak myself. Now, Matt Jones ain't that great. I've said Dak Prescott is a quarterback that is good and has had some some great moments. That's what I think he's capable of those great moments. Is he capable of doing it every game or whatever the case? Well, that's not his game. I've seen him that when the time comes that you got to go from good to great. I've seen Dak do that. I've seen it. I ain't seen Matt Jones do it. So we know what Dak can do. It can happen. It's just not consistent enough. And maybe if they were to be honest about the way that we need to play as of right now, we need to play like New England play. It's just me. It's just my opinion. I understand that the wide receivers are, that's a strength that we have. But, like I said, we had 185 yards rushing last week with 3 backup linemen. Good Lord. Come on now. Pass protection wasn't that good, but running the ball, it was excellent. 185 yards off 33 attempts. That's backup linemen. It's obvious to me what we are. We just need to do it. Stop trying to get Dak, let's get Dak in the rhythm. Let's forget Dak and let him hand the ball off. Let him do play action. Let him throw the ball 22 times a game and let's win a game, then go home. I don't like Dak throwing the ball 40 times. I don't like Dak throwing it 38 times. I don't care how efficient he is. I don't like it. But that's not his game. It's not. And the sooner that we admit to what he is, then we can go ahead and play football according to what he really is. We got mistaken identity sometimes. We think that Dak is supposed to be the MVP of the league. That's what you're trying to do, trying to get some cheap touchdowns so he can pad up his stats and all that. Forget that. Run the football. Hey, but who am I? Who am I? I tell you, I'm big time. That's what I am. I know the game. I know what I see. I've been seeing it for years. I know what I see. We got a case of mistaken identity when it comes to Dak. That's what the problem is. Once we make a real, when Carter started doing, he ain't even hardly let him throw the ball really down the field. He's really not. He's really just doing the short pass. Hope these guys can do run after the catch, short passes, and it's worked so far. That's what he's doing, really. It ain't really just been a whole bunch of gigantic flash plays. It's been a grinded out 14, 15 play. Get to the red zone, can't score. Get inside the 5-yard line, can't score. This is what we've been doing. It's just been a grinded out type offense. And Dak is efficient enough to do that. But big plays and all that, you ain't going to see that a lot. But that's not Wade McCarthy's calling the game. Your question ought to start being in a few more minutes, why he really ain't throwing down the field. You get a Brandon Cooks, and shoot, the Brandon Cooks ain't ran nothing but I was saying, what has been his deepest route? The pass that he caught, where he caught it and bagged up into it, 7 yards or so. All we heard about how Cooks is, blowing the top off the defense. But he ain't running the routes. He ain't running no real fly routes to blow a top off of defense. He ain't doing that. And maybe that has something to do with pass protection. Maybe it does. Maybe that's what it is. You know, you playing at a disadvantage and some, you know, a little bit as far as your starters being out and all that. I'm just saying, you know, I was seeing film in training camp, Cooks getting behind everybody, catching bombs and all that. I ain't seen that yet this year. All I've seen is slants. But when you look at it, that's what Dak is best at. I've always said it. And y'all ain't gonna like it. I've always said it. From 0 to about 10 yards, that's what Dak is pretty good. Slants, comeback routes, you know, curls, drags. He can gut you like that. I've been saying that. I've been saying that about him a long time. You know, when he uses his legs, the offense is dangerous. We ain't done that yet. Like I said, you get inside the 5-yard line and you got Tony Pollard as your running back. You know, where's the zone read at? Where's the zone read? I don't get it. I don't get it. I ain't seen it yet. Instead, we want to drop him back in shotgun. Look like Kellen Moore to me. Drop him in shotgun at the 3-yard line and want to try to get him a couple, quick, easy touchdowns so he can pat his little stats up. Man, forget that. It's first down and goal or second down and goal from the 2-yard line. Hand the football off, please. It just don't make any sense. Yeah, Barco says on the interception, Paul was open on the left in the flat. I ain't gonna harp on that little one interception, but if you look at the play, obviously that was 3 against 1, and that's not good. So, it is what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. Let's go enjoy the rest of this game. I will see you guys Saturday. Yes. I will see you guys Saturday at 3 o'clock, my regular time. Saturday at 3 o'clock. We'll finish up our little pregame here, and then we'll get ready for Sunday. All right. I appreciate y'all so much. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for everybody that was on Podbean. Thank y'all for sharing a little bit of your evening with me. Hope I didn't bore you too long. If it was, I'll try harder next time. But I don't think I'm boring. I'm big time. Y'all know me by now. It is what it is. All right. We're done. Saturday, 3 o'clock Central. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Podbean. We'll all be back again. Y'all make sure you come back. If you're not following me, please follow me wherever you're watching from. Subscribe to it and turn on those live notifications. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the one and the only. This is the Big Time Show.